Hey, you guys know in Lubbock know my respect for Coach Weber, one of the great coaches in our game. Uh, Built championship programs as a head coach at Southern Illinois. Played for the national championship at Illinois. He's won the Big 12, I think twice at Kansas State. Um, as an assistant coach for the legendary Gene Cady at Purdue, was known as one of the best assistant coaches in the country before he got his head coaching opportunity. So whenever we play K-State, I don't care what the records are, or what time the game is, or where the game is. We know we're going to have to play well to win, and that was the case tonight. I thought in a 40-minute game, we played the game the right way about 32, 33 minutes. In the first half, we didn't make any shots, but we played the game the right way. In the second half, I think we played some of our best basketball, extending the lead up to around, I think, 17 points. Then certainly at the end of the game, we did not play well. And so we just continued to be a work in progress, and we continued to get better. Fortunately for us, we'll get a chance to improve through a victory tonight instead of being on the other end. But we wish K-State the best of luck until we see those guys again in Manhattan.
All right, Joe, do you want to start us out with some questions?
Yeah, Coach, what was the key to shutting down, or at least very much slowing down Nigel Pack in the second half? I don't know, did you put more size on him or what?
He's a special player. It's not our objective to let somebody have 15 points at halftime. I think it was. We let him get loose a couple times on miss assignments. A couple of those baskets were coaching mistakes. We tried to throw some defensive punches early, and we were in the wrong coverages for what they were set up in. So some of that is my fault. He's one of the best freshmen in the conference. Obviously, he plays with a poise to him. He's got a quickness with the ball. And most impressive, he knows how to play without the ball. I don't know if there was really an adjustment other than just a recommitment to guarding, one of their best players, a little bit more urgency on our guys' part. But he played great tonight. He's a special freshman in the Big 12, no doubt.
And speaking of freshmen, could you talk a little bit about Micah's play tonight? I thought maybe he had his best game of the season tonight.
Well, I don't want to speak for Micah, but I think above all, he played aggressive. I love the way he started the game, attacking as a scorer. Micah's a talented guy, and sometimes he can get caught between that zone between when to score and when to pass because he can make passes that most guys can't. We're encouraging Micah to be very aggressive as a scorer and then let the passing game feed off of that. So I love the way he started the game tonight. Last game he didn't get enough minutes. Coaches are humans too. He has a coaching mistake, and he's one of our best players. He needs to play more than he played last game. So I thought Micah did a good job, not overreacting, didn't get too high or too low, just went back to work and took advantage of his opportunity tonight. I thought he played well.
All right, let's go back to Carlos.
Chris, what was the conversation like with Terrence about changing his role to coming off the bench, and how did you feel he responded with the way he was playing aggressively tonight?
Yeah, I tell you, Carlos, I'm proud to tell this story. It's the truth. It wasn't a conversation. It was TJ coming to me. Obviously, in our last game, we were disappointed, not so much in the outcome. We're more concerned with our effort and the way we play. You're not going to win every game. But there were some things internally we just weren't satisfied with. And so we've had a couple hard days of practice and kind of looking at ourselves from the inside out. And you guys know we're always kind of tinkering with our starting lineup to see what can give us the best chance on any given night. We always have 7 starters in our mind. So TJ actually came to me as a veteran player and said, hey, Coach, whatever you need tonight. I know for us to be a championship team, you guys, you coach, have to coach the best players hard. I want you to coach me hard. I'm willing to take whatever role it is tonight. All I want to do is help my team win. So that was TJ coming to me tonight. I don't always take the players' suggestions, but in this one I did. And I thought TJ's mind and heart was in the right place to, basically to volunteer to come off the bench tonight to try to get us off to a good start. And he played great. I think 22 and 6 tonight, looked like the best player on the floor during segments of this game.
Free throw line 12 times, just in terms of his aggressiveness. How'd you like the way he kind of set that tone? And not only that, but it seemed like you guys were able to get the ball into the post a lot, and that set up some of your 3-point shots as well.
Yeah, I like the 3 offensive rebounds tonight. That's being aggressive. I like the way he drove the ball to the basket and didn't settle for 3-point shots. He's one of our best 3-point shooters. But when you're as talented as TJ, it's that fine line, when to shoot and when to be aggressive. I thought tonight he understood when we were in a bonus. I thought tonight he understood that we're playing at home and we've got to be aggressive. I just liked his approach. Obviously made some mistakes just like I did tonight, and some of those careless turnovers and some of the fatigue defensive possessions have to continue to get better. But TJ played well tonight, and obviously his heart was in the right place when he comes and tells his head coach, hey, let me come off the bench tonight.
Last one from me. How do you feel the team responded after the loss? I know you're not big on bounce backs, but how do you feel they responded to that adversity?
Well, I think we played better. It's like I told the guys, if one play goes different in our Kansas game, we win. If one play goes different in our Oklahoma State game, we win. Of course, the same thing could be said about our Oklahoma win, but the reality of it is we could very well be 4-0 in the Big 12 right now and in first place. Everything would change around us, but nothing really changes with our team. We're the same basketball team at 4-0 than we are at 2-2, and we just got to get better. And so the scoreboard can't dictate where we are in our journey of getting our team better. We're more concerned with the process than we are the outcome. Now, look, we have to win games. We have to win games to stay alive in the fight. We have to win games to be invited to the tournament that matters most. But more important to us right now is, are we getting better? We're disappointed that we didn't beat Oklahoma State. We're sorry for the fans that came out. We're disappointed. Nobody's more disappointed than we are. But more important than did we win or lose is, are we getting better? And tonight, I think we got better during parts of this game. And then in the middle of the second half, obviously there's some concerns. So we are a work in progress, no doubt about it.
Let's go to Phil.
I wanted to ask about the tactical free throws. Is that something that's predetermined, or do you decide in the heat of the moment? And what gave you the confidence in Terrence to take those?
That's predetermined for the most part, but sometimes in a game you might make a decision between 2 or 3 predetermined guys. I had the pleasure of coaching Davide Moretti, and I'm going to put Morrow up there over anyone. I never coached Steph Curry or any of those guys, but if Morrow's on my team, I'm putting him in there. I don't care if he's got one eye and his legs broke. On this year's team, we've got some really, really good free throw shooters, some guys that are not only good statistically and just with their stroke, but also in those moments. So, there's 2 things. You got to have the body of work and the stroke to make it, but you've also got to have the courage and the composure and the poise to make them in the big moments. And TJ is one of those guys for us, no doubt about it.
Okay, and then also, where do you think Terrence is right now as opposed to his ceiling, particularly as a scorer?
I think he's just getting started. I think that could be said for all of our players, which is the positive internal optimism that we have that if we keep getting better, we can be a part of the fight. We got banged around a little bit here in the last couple of weeks, but, the fight isn't won in December or January. They hand out the trophy in March, and they hand out the real trophy in April. So, we got to get better. And tonight, we got better through parts of this game.
Let's go to Eric Kelly to finish us up tonight.
Coach, already some talk about the free throws just individually, but as a team, not a surprise to see you guys get to the free throw line a lot, top 5 nationally. But how nice is it then to see you guys shoot in that 80 percentile range after struggling a little bit there early on in the season?
Yeah, you just got to stay the course. You guys can rewind the old press conferences. I think they're available on wesblomquist.com. There's a lot of other things on wesblomquist.com. Don't let your wife or kids see that. There's a password. You guys text me, and I'll give you the password. But if you go back and look at me, I've been consistent, right? Like the free throw, it's all about the process and putting in the work and earning the right to make them when they matter most. I like where we're at in terms of what our guys are doing with their free throw. It's not always going to show up on game night, but certainly it did tonight. Marcus has worked really hard at it. It was good to see him make a couple free throws. Micah Peavy has a great stroke. Just got off to one of those weird kind of starts of the season, but I have a lot of confidence in young Micah's free throw. Obviously, Avery's one of the best players, free throw shooters I've ever coached. So, some of these guys that have been struggling a little bit are starting to make a few. And, I think we could end up being a really good free throw shooting team. I believe that.
Yeah, Terrence, just for you, what's the adjustment like going from that starting five to the bench, and kind of how do you adapt to it?
For me, it wasn't really an adjustment. Like our coach told us, we're trying to get our team better, and I think I told him before the game, like, whatever we got to do to win, and if it's me coming off the bench, I told him I'd be fine with that, and it worked all right. We still got some things to clean up, but it wasn't really an adjustment for me.
Mac, for you guys, coming off a game in which you probably didn't finish down the stretch how y'all wanted to, how important was it to get off to a strong start in this one?
Yeah, I think it was very valuable. This is all of our lives. We all know with team success becomes success for TJ and success for me and Marcus and Kyler and everybody. So we just love winning, and that's what we prioritize. Like TJ said, obviously he came off the bench tonight, but he shows how mentally tough he is to come out and perform like this.
For you personally, where has your comfort level grown on this team and this offense since maybe even the past month or so?
Yeah, I think the film room will probably be the best spot. The coaches in the film room have helped me grow a lot, and just taking coaching, you know what I mean? Because we get a lot of it here, and we're grateful for that. But, I'd say the film room.
All right, Carlos?
Terrence, from your perspective, I guess, how did you feel you played today in terms of just being aggressive? It seemed like that was something that you were trying to do today, whether it was on defense or offense. You got to the line 12 times and you made 11 of those attempts.
My coaches talked to me about playing harder and running more, and I feel like I did a better job at that. I still got some things to clean up with my turnovers, obviously. I think I had about 3. Yeah, I had 3 turnovers. I got to work on my jump stop. But, I just feel like I just played the game the right way. I attacked when I saw the opportunity, and I passed it when the next man was open.
I guess, what was the conversation like when you found out you were coming off the bench? And I guess, how did it feel when you first came off in terms of just being aggressive and being able to get into a rhythm for you?
The conversation was good. I was fine with it. As long as we win and it helps the team win, I'm willing to come off the bench. I'm a team player.
Mac, I know everyone's going to be talking about Terrence coming off the bench, but can you just speak to what Micah was able to do in terms of the energy early on? And it seemed like he kind of got you guys started early.
Yeah, Micah, we all know Micah is so talented. We see him in practice every day, and he's a freshman, so he deals with a lot of things, and it's hard being a freshman, as TJ knows, I know. But we believe in Micah, and we really need Micah to be great, so we constantly remind him of that. And he's someone that's got to be great for us to succeed, so we really lean on him in that sort, and we're glad he played really well today.
Last one from me, Mac. I know Eric alluded to it, but how do you feel y'all responded after that previous loss?
Yeah, I think it was really tough. It feels like every game, Coach uses this term a lot. Like every game, we feel like we shouldn't have lost. We just, we ran out of time. We didn't come correct. We didn't come with the right focus or energy, and it's just something we have to fix, and we're going to.
All right, let's go to Phil.
Terrence, when your jumper's been falling like it has recently, how much does that open up the driving and inside game for you?
It opened it up a lot. As last year, I know y'all seen people would play off of me, and this year this summer I worked really hard on my shot, and I still am. It's not great, but it opened the opportunity for me to attack more and bring the defense closer to me when I got the ball.
Okay, and then Mac, I just had a question about the Big 12. From the night to night, from what you've seen so far, how would you compare it to what you saw in the Big East with Georgetown?
I'd say it's similar in a lot of ways. I think, both are great conferences. The Big East, I'm not going to, say that wasn't a really top-notch league because, you play teams like Villanova, then Marquette, then, another powerhouse. Like, it just everybody, Seton Hall, and they had all those great players. And it's the same, it's high-level athletes with, great coaches. So it's really similar.